last time, I draw this one. Okay, this is the v of x. And unfortunately, I forgot nga mubalik dire. Okay? But what actually the importance of this? This is a plot of a sample plot of a potential function, v of x. This is, the axis here is in x, and of course, this is v. Okay, it's one-dimensional. Now, notice that if we expound v of x at any point, x naught, so man siya, that's 1 plus dv over dx evaluated at x naught times x minus x naught plus 1/2 d squared v over d. This is just Taylor series, di ba? Evaluated at x naught times x minus x naught squared plus and so on. You have the cube. This is 1/6. Okay, so after naisulat up to the cube. 1/6 d cube v over dx cube evaluated at x naught, x minus x naught cube plus and so on. In fact, this is 1 over n factorial. Okay? So this is not 1. This is v of x naught, di ba? Yeah, v of x naught times x to the 0. So this is x to the 0. Yeah, v of x naught. This is v of x naught. Okay? So, anyway, what's the importance of this? This is, what do you mean by this? Expanding a function in terms of a series. Okay, for example, okay, let's take x naught here. This one. If we only take the first, this one, the x equals 0, x minus x naught raised to 0, that means 1 shot, di ba? What do you get? What you get is a point, right? You get a point, v of x naught. Okay? And then, as you get into this point right here, now let's interpret this one. Okay, the first order. Okay? What is dv over dx? That's the slope. Meaning the slope of the function at any point. And then x minus x naught plus v of x naught. This is actually, okay, in order to understand this one, tanaw nato na siya. You have a function and you want to find the equation. Okay, you have a tangent line at any point in the function, di ba? Okay, this is the function f of x. What's the slope of this tangent line? The slope of the tangent line is, the slope of this tangent line right here is just f prime, no? So m is as equal to f prime of x. Now, we want to find the equation of the tangent line, right? How do we find the equation of the tangent line? Well, you have y, we have a point and we have a slope, right? What is this point? That point right there is, if this is some x naught, so this is now x naught, and that is f of x naught. Okay? So meaning, we use the point slope form, which is y minus y1, which is f of x naught equals m, which is f prime of x. But this is specialized at that point. Okay, so meaning this is x naught times x plus, okay, m times x minus, what's the point? X naught, right? Diba? What's that point slope form? Recall the point, y minus y, y1 equals m, x minus x1. So this is our point right here. So meaning the equation of the line, of the tangent line at the point x naught of any function f of x, okay, is just this. Y of x is equal to f of x naught plus, okay, f prime, df over dx evaluated at x naught times x minus x naught. That means that this is the equation of the tangent line that passes through that point. Nakuha ninyo? Okay, let's take an arbitrary point. Dire. Okay? Meaning that if you stop onto this one, you are approximating the function as a line. Nakuha ninyo? Okay? As a line. Now, meaning we say that to the first order, whatever that v of x is, however nonlinear it is, to the first order, we can actually approximate it as a line, which is true, right? Any curve small enough can be approximated by a line, tama? If we are just near here, okay, if as naalang ta diri, no, this x right here, if we don't, maybe up to some certain level, the approximation is good. Okay? But if we extend this interval right here, then our approximation becomes bad. And we know that this line is not enough. So, if we stop up to the second order, what is the graph of a second order? That's a parabola. Meaning, okay, that parabola could be this parabola. Okay? Or, okay, ano lang, I'll just take the much better. Dire. Okay, let's go back. Oh, this is the first order, right? That's a tangent line is, this is a maximum. Minimum. Relative minimum. Okay? This is the first order. Okay, the zeroth order is a point. The first order is a line. The second order is a parabola. Now, notice that this parabola, this is now up to this point. Diba? This is the equation of parabola. Right? Okay? And the third, up to the third one, the approximation would be something like, it could be this. A cube. Notice that whatever, okay, anyway, sa fourth is, it could now be this. Right? Okay? Notice that every approximation is good on, the farther you go here, the more that you can extend this in order to have a good behavior of the point. Okay? So, up to the third order, we are approximating the function as a cubic function. Okay? What's a cubic function? Something like this, diba? But it's not a cubic function. V of x in general, diba? It could be a very wild function, and so on. So, any function can be approximated this way. This is actually the wisdom of the Taylor series. That's what we're doing. Because in many applications, we actually don't need to find dito. Maybe we just want to evaluate things locally. Meaning locally, at a small neighborhood where we can look into the we can look at the dynamics at that small neighborhood. So maybe we can just use this one up to this point right here, or up to the first order. But usually, now, if you take this, what happens now is that this is actually just the harmonic oscillator with k equals to d squared v over dx. F equals kx, right? Sorry. V equals 1/2 kx squared. Now, dv over dx is kx. So that d squared v over dx squared is k, right? Tama? So this becomes now a harmonic oscillator. The motion now is constrained to a harmonic oscillator. Meaning that Okay, I'll draw it again. Okay, the motion right here, so long as you are in this, where the approximation is good, then you have an oscillatory motion. What do you mean by that? Will be confined, ani. Now, this is a unit of energy, right? It depends on your energy. What if your energy is at this level right here? And this is X. Now, this is a qualitative interpretation of motion. Mo nagingon nga, by looking at this one, you can now see some sort, you have an idea of what's the overall motion, depending on the position. Suppose that your energy level is at this point right here, meaning that the system's energy is at, whatever is that value, and the particle is between this interval right here. Okay, let's just call this x1 and x2. Okay? So, if the particle is going dito, as soon as it hits this curve right here, it will go back. Because this is what we call a potential well. A potential well. Now, you have heard that one sa quantum mechanics sa inyong modern physics. Potential wells. Okay. Actually, it's not sa quantum mechanics. Potential wells are like, think of this as a well, and the particle would bounce. This is a solid wall. It's like a kanang ana. Pag abot nimo dire, as soon as you get into this point right here, the particle will tend to, it will really go back and forth. So there's an oscillatory motion at that point, meaning that your particle will oscillate between x1 and x2. Okay? What's the amplitude? The amplitude is halfway, no? This is the amplitude right here. That would be the amplitude. Okay? What if your particle is naa siya dire? Okay? Dire na siya magbalik-balik. Okay? Now, this is what actually happens with the Lennard-Jones potential. Potential in molecular theory. Nakakayani. This is the potential function. I'll erase this one now. The potential function is something like this. Okay? And then, this is V of X. Now, what is the force? F equals minus dV over dx, because this is a conservative force. So, paana ka dito, I'll superimpose the force. Okay? Dire. So, here, this is a unit of energy, but I'll just superimpose the force, although it has a different unit. So, dire, the force is negative. Notice that this is a maximum, right? Tama? That means that this curve will touch exactly dire, sa zero. Because, mo man yung the zero ang derivative, tama? Now, I'll plot that derivative, mao ni siya. This one. Okay, meaning that it will, muana siya dire, no? Zero. Okay? That is the, okay, ako ni siyang itarungon, be. Okay? So, murag paana, no? So, this is now the force, F. Okay, I'd like to draw it mas nindot. Okay. So, here is this is now the force. Okay. Muna yung correspond sa dire, sa iyahang optimum. Now, If this is the energy, this is an energy. If the particle's energy is at this level, it will oscillate. Right? The lower is the energy, the lower is its amplitude of oscillation. Tama? Now, in molecules, when we're dealing with molecules and atoms, the kinetic energy, because you need kinetic energy, right? This is the energy, kinetic energy of the system. The kinetic energy is determined by one parameter alone. That's temperature. Meaning, lowering the temperature would will lower the vibration. And that's why objects would contract with lower temperature. Because ang distance sa ilang vibration is mas gamay. Sabdan ninyo? So this is why harmonic oscillator is important, because we model things that way. Now notice that, okay, at this point, if you approximate it in terms of Taylor series, you have a harmonic oscillation dire, di ba? Okay? Anyway, at least so this dire, the more nga musaka ka dira, okay? The more nga maano siya. Now right here, it's almost that the particle can escape. Now you can see now that this is some sort of a liquid state. Right? Lagyo ang distance niya. But right here, okay? Now, why is it that there is oscillatory motion there? Let's analyze this one. This is the force, right? If initially you are here, what is the force? This is the force, right? This is F of X and this is V of X. When you are here, you are experiencing a force. What type of force? I mean, what is the direction of the force that you are experiencing? The force is negative, right? That means that if you are here, the force is directed there. But as soon as you cross this line, naabot na ka dire, when you are here the force is positive. That's why there's oscillation. If you cross this, kani dire, sabtan ninyo? There's that oscillation. Okay, pag abot nimo dire, this region, the force now becomes positive. Okay? And that's why it will oscillate, bouncing off this wall. So, potential well. The difference between classical physics and quantum physics is that in quantum mechanics, the particle can actually tunnel. That's quantum tunneling. It can move from this region to this region. It's small probability, but it's non-zero. Okay? So, meaning, in classical mechanics, when the particle is in this region, it will oscillate back and forth between this. Okay? So, pag abot nimo dire, okay, look at the particle. If the particle has initial velocity padulong dito, so the particle will move there. Right? Okay? As soon as dire, what would happen? Okay, the particle will experience a positive force, it will start to go back. Pero pag abot niya dire, it has no well. It will escape. That's why this is the gaseous region. Gases are modeled as if they are not, molecules are independent. Okay? Nakakuha ninyo? So this is the gases. See, you got this? Okay. So same dire, now. If the particle is, it will, as long as nasa dire. But what if now the particle is at this point right here? If it is an initial velocity padulong dito, it will move, okay, it will oscillate dire. Pero, I don't know, say quandra, because we have to plot the force, the derivative of this one to know unsay forces nga iyahang kuan. Okay? So that's why the harmonic oscillator is the most important. Well, everything is important in physics, but it's the most important because we keep on going back to it. Okay? From the spring system to molecular dynamics to quantum field theory ng mga kuan, it's the harmonic oscillator you will always find the harmonic oscillator there. Okay? And not just in its mechanical form, because last meeting, nag-introduce sa inyo ang that's the RC circuits, right? in which you have electronics pod karon. Which is an example of an oscillatory motion, a forced harmonic oscillator. Okay? So, every motion which, also may oscillation, it goes back and forth, right? So, anyway, so, nasabtan? Now, another type of, this is not an oscillatory motion, but still we are still knowing that F is a function of R. Now, I want, okay, this is my, tawagan eh? You cannot find this derived this way. This is my own derivation of this, kumbaga pa, most type of motion. Okay? We are traveling in a curve. And we want such that the force, the accelerate, okay, ane, if you're traveling in a curve, at this point you're going that way. That's the velocity, right? But at some time, the velocity is, nana siya dire, tama? What causes this velocity, whether its magnitude is constant or not, but what causes this velocity to change in direction is that there must be an acceleration that is on this dire. Sabtan? Okay, there must be that acceleration which is pointing towards here. Okay, somewhere. We are sure that the acceleration is not dire. Okay? Because the change in the, okay? Now, I want the case, this is my A. Now, I want the case such that for the curve nga akong giano, I want, if this is the curve, okay, and if this is R, okay, I want to revolve around R such that my acceleration is always perpendicular to my velocity. Okay? I want to move in such a way such that my acceleration is always perpendicular because, as I've said, the velocity, the acceleration could be pointing dire. And I want the acceleration to be dire, no? So like this. If this is my vector R, I want my acceleration to be pointing on this direction. Okay? So, this is perpendicular to the velocity, whether the velocity is moving right here or paana dito, no? Okay? Now, that means that if my acceleration is pointing perpendicular to my velocity, okay? Okay, so in this case, my acceleration will be pointing anti-parallel to R. Or maybe I can just say that I want a motion such that my acceleration is always opposite to my position vector. Okay? What is the resulting motion? I want an acceleration which is pointing always opposite to my position vector. Wherever I am, if I am here, so the position vector is paani. So this is the position vector. My acceleration would be opposite to that. Okay? So in that case, what is this in meaning now that, okay, when we say opposite to the acceleration vector, meaning that my A or R double dot, okay, R double dot should be equal to R multiplied by a negative constant. Right? Okay? It should be multiplied by a negative constant. Let's just call that constant lambda for, lambda. A negative lambda. Question is, what is now lambda? I use lambda because this reminds us of the eigenvalue problem. Okay? So, meaning that the acceleration is anti-parallel, di ba? So say anti-parallel is that you just multiply this vector by a negative number, right? So this is now, mauni kuan karon, di ba? I want that. Okay, or that I want a force such that, meaning my force now would be, which is m r double dot. This means this is minus m lambda r, right? Okay? And I want now to solve this. Okay, I'll solve. This would result into two equations, right? First equation is x double dot equals minus lambda x, right? The same for y. Now, okay, mag-na dot diri. Okay. Now, we can solve this. We already solved this differential equation, tama? X double dot plus lambda x equals 0. This is the same as the harmonic oscillation. When pag-abot sa y, what is our y? Y double dot again equals minus lambda y. And again, we have y double dot plus lambda y equals 0. There are two harmonic motion, meaning that this will lead to two harmonic oscillations. But it's not two particles having, because we only have one particle here. But we have two harmonic motion. What is this harmonic motion? Because a harmonic oscillator is a particle moving back and forth, right? But here, we have only one particle and two harmonic oscillation. So kung ana man gud, what do we mean by that? Okay, so let's solve. What is the solution for this one? Let's solve x first. Okay? And of course, we need to have some initial condition. Okay? Okay, I'll draw this. Tiko mong gyapon. Okay. I want my initial condition x naught equals some r. Okay? Dire. And y naught equals 0. That means that my velocity, okay, I want to move this way. My velocity perpendicular to that is paani siya, tama? Okay? So meaning, what is my Vx, V naught x? V naught x must be equal to 0, right? Or I'll just write this as x dot naught is 0. While y dot naught is, we don't, I want this to be, okay, let's just call this some, y dot naught is some, okay, v naught, y. And this is related to r. Okay, so meaning that this is, we can just call this as some r and some constant, let's say alpha r. I don't want to use alpha. Let me just use another. So pailaing constant. So pailaing constant. Delta na lang, no? Delta r. Delta is a constant, not the delta operator. Okay. Now let's solve x first. Kung say kuan ani, the solution is, diba, what's the solution for this one? X of t would be equal to a cosine, the constant. What was the equation for the harmonic oscillator? X double dot plus omega squared x equals 0, tama? So, since there are two types of ano, and then this is the squared, we can just, we can just say that lambda is just omega squared. Tama? Okay? So, Ato na lang gamito ng ano. Let's just use omega squared, no? So what is the solution? Because we already solved this in the previous meeting. This is omega t plus b sine omega t. Now, let's solve for at x equals 0. This is equal to x naught. Okay? So, from here, this will vanish. This is 0. This is 1. So, a equals x naught. Right? Now, how about x dot? What is x dot? X dot of t, the velocity would be minus omega x naught. Right? Omega x naught sine omega t plus b omega b cosine of omega t. At 0, x dot of 0 is 0. Because we want it to start dire. Okay? X dot of 0 is 0. And this is now equal to, when x dot of 0 is 0, kung saan siya? What happens? Okay. Sine of 0 is 0, di ba? Tama? So, omega b, cosine of 0 is 1. That means that what is b? This implies that b equals 0. So, we have now our x of t. How about our y of t? Same. Let's take y of t equals now c cosine omega t plus d sine omega t. Okay? And now, y dot of t equals minus omega c sine omega t plus omega d cosine omega t. And y dot of 0 is what? Some delta r. Okay? Equals, when this is 0, kanisya, tama? This is omega d cosine omega t. Right? Tama? So, what we obtain here is, I don't know. Oh, no, wala pa din natin i-apply ang initial, no? Sorry. Let's apply first the initial position. Y of 0, this is 0, and this is C. C equals 0, right? You would get this. And then, now, sa ganitong ano, when y dot of t, this is equal to minus c, omega c, sine omega t, plus omega d, cosine omega t. Now, of course, y dot of 0 equals delta r equals, this will vanish, so omega d. Okay, from here, d is equal to delta over omega r. Okay, now what is that delta omega r? In fact, delta is some constant. But, okay, ato lang ko anon later. Okay, so delta equals omega. That means that d is just equal to r. So I would now have my solution. X of t equals r cosine omega t, and y of t equals r sine omega t. Now, this is now a dual oscillatory, dual oscillation. One starts with, because we impose the initial condition, di ba? So, dual kabuk oscillatory motion. And what is now the trajectory? What's the trajectory? Well, as we can see, we can find the trajectory of this as x squared plus y squared. Tanawan na to. What is x squared plus y squared? That is r squared cosine squared omega t plus r squared sine squared omega t, and this is r squared. So our motion is The path now is a circle of radius r. That means that there are two oscillatory motions in a circle. But this is not motions of two particles. These motions are projections. As you move around the circle, there is a projection on x and there's a projection on y. The projections are undergoing oscillatory motion. So the two oscillatory motions are the projections. Kuha ninyo? Okay? The two oscillatory motions are projections. Now, okay, this sabtan ninyo ang kuha dito? Okay, these are the projections in. Okay, and now erase this one. So a circle is made up of two projected oscillatory motion. Okay? But the motion is, we are now revolving in a circle of constant speed. This is revolving at constant speed if we impose omega to be constant. Okay? In our differential equation, we impose omega to be constant. Okay? Now, we are in a oscillatory, we are in a circular motion. Okay. What's the force now? The force is just equal to mr double dot. So, the force is, what is this? Sa ganing r double dot minus m omega squared r cosine omega t I minus gapo no? Minus m omega squared r sine squared omega t. Okay, my cos and omega is almost okay. Okay. Omega t j. Okay, that would be my force. And this force is always directed towards the center. This is actually called the centripetal force. What's the magnitude of the centripetal force? The magnitude of this one, of Fc, which is just, let's call this Fc, is, well, take the magnitude. Kasi makuha ninyo. This is m omega squared r. But, then again, okay, sige, ano na to? Omega squared r. Now, let's have another reinterpretation of this. Let's reinterpret this. Let's take the motion of the wheel. Let's take the motion of the wheel rotating on a, okay. Initially, the wheel is here. Dire na ako ibutang ha in order to save space. Okay, the wheel is here initially, and after some time, okay, observe this point. After some time, the wheel has moved here. And this point has moved dire. Okay? Ako? Meaning that it has obtained what we call an angle theta. Okay? An angle theta. So, this is now S. Okay, let's just call this D. At the same time, there is what we call angular displacement, theta. And there's also this what we call translational displacement. Nakuha ninyo? The angular displacement and the translational displacement. Now we want now to find the relationship between angular displacement and translational. Okay? Displacement. What is the relationship? Well, imagine a tape, kanaganing scotch tape, when you pull. Notice that the amount that you have pulled is just an arc length, tama? Right? The amount that you have pulled there is actually just the arc length. So that means that this is just the arc length S. That means that this one right here is S, and this is just equal to D. Okay? Tama? Now, we have now related rotational with translational motion. Translational motion. Okay. Now, since this one moves, that means if this moves, there's this velocity, right? So that means there is this D dot. Okay? There's that D dot. And what is that D dot? This is just, what is the equation? Okay. Since this is rotating at a constant velocity, then meaning that constant, okay? Okay, by the way, I forgot to emphasize this. We started with a particle moving on a curve. That velocity, I've said, is what we call VT, the tangential velocity. Okay? That's the tangential velocity. So, the tangential velocity is actually equal. Diba, if you pull the tape, scotch tape, the speed of you pulling that is equal to the tangential, is this velocity. Tangential velocity. That means that this is also constant. D must be also equal to what? What was our tangential velocity? Omega R. Tama? Here, we have related, what is omega? Notice that this is cosine omega t, and this will form an angle, tama? If you have analyzed that one, this one right here is the angle, and that angle is given by omega t. This means that this angle right here is the same as this. Sa ato pa, this is equal to omega t. And we have D equals omega R. Now, times that. Yeah, D dot equals omega R. Now, I want to change this because we started with we assume that it's a constant motion around here. Okay? When we assume that it's a constant motion around here, say atong kwan, if this is a constant motion around here, we have a constant motion around dire. But what if I would force an accelerated motion dire? I will now start again from the translational. Okay? I would force the translational to be accelerating. And of course, we observe this, right? When you're accelerating, your wheel is also turning faster. It has to turn faster, right? So I want now to say, since I have D equals V naught T plus 1/2 AT squared, and this is translational, diba? And D is equal to V plus V naught over 2 times T, and 2AD equals V squared. Or, sige, katulo. V squared equals, I don't know. Yeah, V is equal to V naught plus AT, and 2AD equals V squared minus V naught squared. This is now a uniformly accelerated motion. I want a uniformly accelerated motion. Okay? If I would be moving at a uniformly accelerated motion, then what would happen to my angular motion? Okay? Now, there is this connection. We know that D is equal to S. But what is S? This is R theta, right? The arc length. This is the connecting. This is the connection. So, from here, we would know that that means that our theta, which is equal to D over R. So from here, theta of T, we can call this now theta of T is equal to V naught over R t minus, plus 1/2 a over r t squared. And how about our v? Okay, we know now that omega must be equal to theta dot. That's the angular velocity. Now, we assume a constant angular velocity. Okay, a constant omega. Now, we are now actually into a non-constant omega. So this means that this is just equal to v over r plus 1/2. Oh no, it's not one. It's 1/2. That is now a over r t. And knowing that, meaning that v over r is a unit of, what is this unit now? This must be a unit of the same omega. And knowing that this is parallel, so we have now omega minus omega equals omega naught plus a over r t, right? And now I would want to get the derivative of this, which is now the angular acceleration. So I would define alpha as the omega dot, which is, this is again 0, and this is now a over r. And now we have seen that this a over r is a unit of acceleration, angular acceleration. We can just call this as alpha. That means that the acceleration divided by r is alpha. Now going back to this is now equal to m omega. What is omega? Omega is, in terms of r, what is omega? Omega, that is v naught over r, tama? Squared, equal times r. So this is now, the centripetal force now is mv, and let's just take this v, because, okay, in general, mv squared over r. This was the, inyong nakukuhan sa una, di ba? In the centripetal force. And that force is always directed towards the center. Nakuha. Now, okay. Now it changes. There is acceleration. Meaning that this acceleration would cause another force. This is no longer the force nga ato ang ginano. Because we have just, first, we let the wheel rotate at constant velocity. Now, I move to constant acceleration. Okay? How would it affect the angular motion? Okay? So, tanaw nato ni siya. Okay? Okay. Balik ta dito. Let's look at now what would be our equation. Okay? Now, since it's always whatever, this is true if, okay, r is equal to r cosine omega t I plus r sine omega t j. We have to modify this because this only was the solution when omega is constant. Now, to keep, but one thing doesn't change is that if we force this to be moving in a circle, then what doesn't change is that this is still some cosine of the same arc of that angle, right? So, meaning I would put this into right? Where I could say that theta is the integral of omega dt, right? So, omega dt. Okay? So what happens now to my velocity? R dot would be theta r cosine theta times, wait. This is minus r cosine theta, theta dot. Right? Or I would put the theta dot here. So I would have this theta dot r cosine theta. How about this would be plus theta dot r, no, this is sine, this is cosine theta j. Tama? But what is theta dot? That is omega r. That is omega r. This is now minus omega r sine theta. Mora gyapon, di ba? Pero nasa ikuan dire. Okay? Plus omega r cosine theta j. Mo ni atong na-obtain ganiha, right? Pero omega, okay, our theta is katong kuan. Okay? Kay maura gyap ang ano niya. How about r double dot? Diri magkatalo sa r double dot. Okay? When we take r double dot, okay, diri na lang. R double dot equals, okay, first differentiate this. The thing is omega is no longer a constant now. This is also a function of time. So that means that first the second plus second the first. So first the second plus second the first. First the second. So I would put, this is first the second. So omega r cosine theta plus second the first. So sa ato pa omega dot. What is omega dot? That is alpha, right? Omega dot r sine theta I plus, again, the same. This is omega r, no, negative, right? Minus omega r sine theta, okay? Plus alpha, omega dot, r cosine theta j. Tarungon natin sulat be. Unsa to? Minus omega r plus alpha. Now, notice that our force now, what is our force? F now would be equal to MA, meaning that this is minus M. Okay, I will write it here. And akong i-separate ang, okay, my force now would be equal to minus M omega times a wait lang ha. R dot omega times sa napakoy na sayop good. Kulang pa dahil isa. There's still remaining because theta dot paghapon, right? Still theta dot. Okay? Cosine theta dot, which is, what is theta dot? Omega. So this becomes omega squared. Right? And kani kay omega squared gihapon, right? How about this one? Is this alpha omega? Unsay atong gi-differentiate diri ang alpha naman. Kay diri man tagikan, tama? Ang alpha ra. Ay ang ano lang. So this is m omega squared. Okay? R cosine theta I minus m omega squared r sine theta j plus this one right here. So minus alpha r sine sine of theta I plus alpha r cosine theta j. Now, notice that we now have this one, this morning is separate because this one is just this. This was our original force when we were rotating at a constant angular velocity. But when we were now in the constantly accelerated, what happened is that there is this additional force right here. Right? Wala ni ganiha. Because this is just this. Omega t is theta. So, again, this ato pa natay duha ka force. This F now is equal to Fc, which is this, the centripetal force, plus whatever this force is, we don't know asa ni siya. This force right here is some force, let's call that F prime. Okay? Now, I want to know the direction of F prime. Because, ani ni siya? Ganiha, our motion is like this, right? Originally, that our force is purely along this. Right? This was Fc. But now, since we are in the accelerated motion, there's another force, and we don't know, let's call this F prime. And that the net force is the vector sum of this. Now, what is now the direction of F prime? How would we know the direction of F prime? The orientation of F prime? Well, to know that one, all we have to do is we take the dot with F or cross product with F. Tanaw na to. We project this one with F, right? We take that product. I mean, Fc. So, F prime dot Fc equals, what is F prime dot Fc? This is ma-positive na, no? Minus, minus. So, m omega squared alpha r squared sine theta cosine theta plus so may mo minus m omega squared alpha r squared sine theta cosine theta, and this is 0. That means that this, whatever this one is, it must be perpendicular to Fc. So this one is, F prime is actually going this way. So, nasabtan ninyo atong gibuhat. Okay, you have to understand, kay this is my own original derivation, ani. You cannot find this anywhere. Okay? Murag, yeah, this type of discussion. Okay? Makita nimo dito sa lahi nga pamaagi. In this type of is my own siguro own discovery of this concept. Okay? So, you have to, other than me, you have no other, well, you can find these concepts there. But the way that this is presented in this order, in the way we started, this is all my way of doing this. Okay? Well, many of our lectures are my own way of doing it. But anyway, kani gyud ang pure gyud nga kumbaga pagi ano gyud ako. Okay. We have now found that F is divided into two. The perpendicular and the tangential, the tangential component. Let's now call this Ft. That tangential force. Okay? And that tangential force would actually lead to the concept, a very important concept in rotational dynamics. Okay? This tangential. Okay, what is this tangential force? What's the magnitude? What's Ft? Ft is alpha squared r squared. Alpha squared r squared, tama? Alpha r. Tama? No. Di-m. M alpha r. What is that? What is alpha r? Well, this is just equal to ma. But what is a here? The tangential acceleration. This is the tangential acceleration. Ang kaning a. Okay? It is the acceleration of the wheel. And that acceleration of the translational acceleration of the wheel and that translational acceleration of the wheel is the same as the tangential acceleration of the particle. They should be equal, di ba? Tungod kay ang arc length equal siya sa... Okay. Any question? Is there any concept that it's difficult for you to understand here? Okay, we're not... It's very intuitive, right? Mao gitry na ako ni siya gyud aning form because this is very intuitive. And it's like, and at the same time, very surprising because manggawas tong mga usual that you already know nga for the, from this. Okay? So this is the translational acceleration. This is MA, right? When A is the translation, or we call this tangential acceleration. So we have this two karon nga this is now what if this, since this tangential force, there's some important quantity nga mo aning tangential force, okay? And we call it atong buhaton is, let's take the effect of applying a force. We apply a force on this particle right here. We apply a force nga paana. Okay? If we apply a force on that particle, what would, and suppose that the particle cannot go outside of this circle. So, ang ano man good is that, think of this, we are now actually into some sort of rigid body. But, rigid body or not, let's assume that this is now a rigid body, a wheel. And the wheel is some sort it could be, wala siya no? We apply a force, and that force automatically will be divided into what? Tangential and the centripetal component. The central component or the centripetal, which points towards the center. And the tangential, which always is perpendicular to the circle. Okay? If we apply a force. Okay? And that force, ang question karon is, which part of this force that will affect the... Okay? Sa ato pa, this force now would not affect, the speed of rotation, the velocity of rotation, this one, ang yahang the acceleration, translational, is the tangential component of this force, meaning that the component of this force on this, mo na yung meaning sa tangential, right? That's a tangential component. If we project this mo ni ang kuan, di ba? Para so diri siya nagsugod, anaon lang nato diha, no? Or lang, we apply it there. So this is now the tangential component of that force, right? That tangential component of that force is what we call an effect. And that tangential is Ft, right? Okay? F tangential. Now, this would cause a particle or something like a part of this would translate by would rotate by an angular acceleration alpha. Tama? Okay? Now we will now define another very important let's define, okay, let's take the total force cross R. F cross R. What's F? Kato. Cross R. Okay, taas kayo. F cross R. Or R cross F. R cross F. Okay. All right. Okay. Anyway, ang X niya kay okay, ang F lang sa tanong. This is minus M omega squared R cosine theta minus alpha R sine theta. And then this is minus M omega squared R sine theta plus alpha R cosine theta 0. This is, what's the kanyang X? R cosine theta. This is R sine theta 0, I, J, and K. Okay. Ha? Asa? Say K ang? Okay, this is I hat times, all right, 0. Minus J hat times 0 gyapon plus K hat times, okay, minus M omega squared R squared sine theta cosine theta plus alpha R squared cosine squared theta. Minus kato minus kani, minus, so minus M omega squared R squared sine theta asan na ta? Kato. Ay, ano na no? Plus, minus. Cosine theta. Minus alpha R squared sine squared theta. And, mawala ni no? So, this is just equal to alpha. Okay, mo-1 pa yun siya. So, alpha R squared K hat. Okay, now, let's analyze this much further. Ato lang kung manon, kadali lang ni. Let's take R cross FC. R cross FC. So, diretso na lang nato. 0 gyapon no, ang K na lang, tama? So, imagine kay R cosine theta, R sine theta. So, kato siya, ma-0, right? 0. How about R cross F T? And R cross F T is, imagine kay R cosine dire, R sine. So, cos squared, this is just the same. This is R cross F. That means that this F, whatever this one is, and we call this now tau, a vector, this quantity is only affected by the tangential component of the force. And we call this now the torque. Okay? Nakuha ninyo? We take R cross F, which is, and dot. Now, R cross FC, and we found that this is 0. R cross FT is dot. And of course, it should be dot. Kaya wala naman dire. 0 man eh. So, mo na lang ito yung count. Tama? And this means that that's why the torque is kwaon mo ang tangential component, right? Because the central component of the force, the radial component, okay, FC or the radial component does not affect the, okay? Okay, now we have, from this one, we have derived a very powerful, actually a torque. And from the torque, we will define we will now have what we call the second condition for equilibrium. Because there are two conditions for equilibrium. First is summation of forces equals 0. The second condition would be summation of forces of torque must be equal to 0. For things, for that wheel to not rotate, or whatever particle not move, the torque should be equal to, why? Because if there is torque there is a rotation. There's an angular acceleration, tama? I mean, it's okay if rotation pag constant siya. But if there's a torque, what would happen? There's this A, and that alpha, that there's at alpha, angular acceleration. And that angular acceleration would cause it to translate. So that's why there must be two. Summation of forces equals 0 and summation of torque must be equal to 0. These are the two conditions for equilibrium. Because nakuha ninyo? Okay. Because why is it condition for equilibrium? If this rotates at a constant angular velocity, meaning no it will move at a constant velocity also. If constant angular velocity dire, diba? Now, particle moving at constant velocity means the net force is 0. That's dynamic equilibrium. Now, add a torque. What would happen? That torque would cause an angular acceleration. And that angular acceleration would then lead to translational acceleration. So that, okay, there must be another. Not only, it's not enough to have this net force. We also have net torque. And next meeting, we will explore that one, okay? So,